And we're back. We made it through another crazy ass week. How you guys doing? Yeah, Friday. May, what's it, 16th, 17th? 16th. Yeah, so even though I was working from home, I have a bunch doing work here. So we have Girl Ride Sale Part 2. Actually, some stuff one of my neighbors brought by. It was like a golf club, bunch of Callaway. He said he wanted $100, so guess what? Boom, that thing sold. And then like a little kid, like I call it a little trampoline, but it's like it doesn't sit off the ground that far. It's got like a little handle, so you can just like bounce. And I'm like, oh, I would love that, but like that thing I put one foot, boop. Yeah, it's meant for like a little kid, Frank. Come on, dude. Yeah, so I just got done with a little bit of dinner. I'm like exhausted. It's really hot here in Michigan. Yesterday it was like 84. It's like 84 now. I had to turn on the air. Oh my god. And get this. Tomorrow it's going to be like 58. I hope I don't get sick, man. It's in the spring, so we should be done with that crap. But yeah, it's really hot right now. It's like Memorial Day plus, I call it. Yeah, so I call this the summer. It's like a trailer to a movie, right? So, yeah. So, with that said, yeah, oh, real quick, a guy at work, he actually is, he's like in the program management side, and he got wind of a potential management position. He actually reached out to me and said that I'd be a good fit. So he sent the job posting. I took a look at it and I'm like, oh, I see why he says that. Because it's basically for, and I don't think I've done a lot of detail here into like exactly where in General Motors I actually fit. So currently right now I'm in, they call it power distribution and power systems and distribution centers. Basically all the wires and harnesses, and basically like electrical centers that have like all the fuses and crap in it. The team that I'm in, basically a sub team that I report to, my manager, we're more the mechanical side for electrical modules, for placing them in the vehicle, making sure that they have enough structure or attachments, bunch of brackets and stuff like that. But we deal with basically any type of electrical module in the vehicle and then some. I actually came from powertrain, so I have a lot of experience. But currently right now I'm in our advanced vehicle development space, and this position was actually for a electrical architecture. Advanced development. So yeah, I fit the bill pretty good. It's probably going to come down to, they probably already have someone in mind. I am already in the group, so that's kind of like another bonus there. I'm already working in the AV space. I already know the harness team. I know our requirements. Maybe there's some political shenanigans. I will say that's my weak link there, because I want to just get the job done. It's like I got the mission. I got the platoon, right? I got the platoons, right? I know the guys on the, at the air base. I know what numbers to call, right? I can call my airstrikes well, right? But sometimes I don't do well with the major, He's like, God damn it, you didn't put all your shit back that you got, the quartermaster, right? And I'm like, here's your damn night vision shit, right? Oh yeah, here's all the use, oh, how many bullets you use? I'm like, dude, I don't know, man. We just took out the enemy, man. We just right? So, but anyway, yeah, it was nice. And then I also forward that to my EGM to let them know that I'm gonna be applying for that position. And then I also reached out to somebody else, and they agreed as well. So I got code vote of confidence from a few people, and these people actually look up to me and their person. And some of those people actually have ears of some of our senior leadership, or at least in the electrical space. So we shall see. I told myself I would never become we call it an engineering group manager. Yeah, I mean, we ask a lot of our design release engineers, and yeah, we expect more. So I don't know. It's one of those things where Frank's been bitching about being a leader, like, hey, a leader should do this and that. So, Frank gets the shot. So, yeah, you better not fucking drop the ball, right, Frank? So, be careful what you wish for in life, right? But hey, man, that's fine. If I get one shot in life, my saying is, ask for forgiveness, not permission. And we take the hill. We either take the hill or die on it. That's how we try to live life as best we can to those terms. Anyway, yeah. So, what's been going on, gents? Quick market update. Man, it looks like a lot of nothing. Let me get on my intelligence glasses. Yeah, I look like a dork. Yeah. Oh man, I got a shit. Look at that, man. It looks even worse on the camera. I love that. Look at that, man. What the hell is this? God damn it. I'm always cutting myself. How am I doing that? I don't know, man. I'm always doing shit. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so I think the biggest... We'll read the article. I have it up. Hopefully my computer doesn't give me crap. But the biggest financial news, which is actually tied kind of to our theme here, American Eagle. Oh, I forgot. If you guys don't know, most of you guys watch and know me, alright? But anybody new, my bad. I'll rewind it back. I'm your host, Frank Anderson, and you're with American Eagle Rises, where we want America to do very well. And so we want to become strong so that we can help others, right? So we got to clean up our own neighborhood, right? We got to get our shit in order before we go help anybody else, right? It's the same in your personal life, right? You can't be weak and help others, right? So we need to strengthen. That's what I believe. Again, maybe we may fail miserably, right? But we're going to die trying. Let's go. I can be a very positive person, but I can also be a very realist, because I can kind of see both sides, right? But again, I'm to the age where it's just like, all right, we gotta. It's either I just shut up and go into a corner and I just shrivel and fade away, or I put everything, put all the chips in and just be like, yeah, dude, we're if we're gonna fade in the corner, well, we might as well just put it all in. We lose. We're going to lose anyway, right? We all died. We can't, all that regret. Let's go. Anyway, with that said, yeah, so the biggest news is that, where was that? Yeah. So, Moody's of all, they're basically a credit rating agency. And let's just say, I don't need to see it right now. Let's just say their track record is kind of bumpy. What do you guys... I would say it's dog shit. Oh, I said it. Oh, oops. It's dog shit. Alright? Yeah, they downgraded everything right before the 2008 disaster. You're only about 2 years late, right? But anyway, they actually downgraded the U.S. government's credit rating. Oh my God! Oh my! What the reason was given? Because of the budget. Really? Oh, okay, Moody's. Yeah, okay. You don't like Trump. It's not politically motivated. Yeah, all right, dude. Yeah, right. So, if you guys don't know, actually, the American credit rating until today was AAA, which was the highest credit score you could get for a government. It's almost like it doesn't really matter, right? Because the government's not necessarily a business. Now it is incorporated, okay, but it doesn't have what's that? GAAP, General Accounting and Principle. I can't remember what that. Raymond, who's that guy? That Chad Elkin. You had a really. Actually, that was a really good video yesterday, by the way. So anyway, they went down one credit rating, so now it's AA plus. Like almost no one cares. Like the only people that might care, and we say people, it's really entities, are other foreign governments, because other foreign governments do see our bonds as somewhat of an investment. I mean, it kind of is and it isn't. And we can debate here, yeah, okay, the US dollar is always losing strength. But you have to look at it from a foreign entity's perspective, right? Like their currency, you think we have devaluation here. Their currency like loses value against our dollar. So really, to be honest, all fiat currencies, they all go to zero, right? But they all don't go to zero together, right? So it's kind of like a race to the bottom. Now, the reason why another government wouldn't mind devaluing their own currency to the dollar, guess what it is? Exports to the United States. So if you don't know, right? So if their currency is less than ours, then our dollar is stronger, right? So I can buy more stuff in the other country's currency. See where I'm going with this? So businesses and whatnot have an incentive to buy in that local market in the local currency, right? So it attracts business there, right? So is us losing, like ours going down, like, Trump, tariffs, right? Now, again, they buy bonds and the rest of the market, and you would think, I remember the last time, I'm trying to remember, like the U.S. government was it was really bad. I think it went down to like triple B. Like that's like really bad. At least for a government anyway. But like it barely, like the 10-year treasury barely moved on this news. I think it went, let's take a look at it. Classic. So it looks like initially the 10-year yield treasury note, it went up a couple, like 3 basis point. Okay, in one day, it's not like horrible, right? It's to be expected, right? But guess what? It ended down. So it went up 3, but went down by 4. Okay, nothing burger. I mean, that's the crazy thing, right? So anyway, we'll go through that. The actual dollar actually strengthened, which is kind of odd. Oh, you're spending like a drunken sailor. Oh, but your dollars are worth more now. You're like, then I'll spend more. Yeah, this again, if you look, I try to give you guys a little bit of like I'm trying to give you a taste of what I see is going on in the world. And to be honest, I think it's it's a big switcheroo. I think some of this stuff, like, there's good stuff happening in the background, and there's like a lot of buying and selling, and I actually think somehow, I don't want to say Trump's doing it all, but I think Trump's kind of the focal point, and I think other actors, I call them actors, no, they could be actors. I think there are some actors in our government, but that's not this show. If you want a show like that, hey, if you guys want a show, let me know. I'll literally make a tinfoil hat and put it on my head, okay? So if we get 4 people that want it, put it down below. I'm not joking. I would love to do that, actually. Sounds like fun, doesn't it? But yeah, anyway. SPY, yeah, it didn't really do much. Bitcoin kind of went up a little bit down. Overall, nothing really kind of happened. I mean, you would think gold and silver would have gotten... Now, both gold and silver went down during the day. And then post-market, they kind of came back. So, I think that's some overseas stuff. If you guys don't know, gold and silver is kind of a market that I don't want to say 24/7, but other countries, other markets of the world is kind of open all the time, right? But so yeah, guys, I keep thinking there's something. I don't know. I'm hoping something big happens, but I think a lot of things are changing hands. But in the market, it doesn't look that big, right? So I know some moves have been kind of big, but yeah. Let's see here. We got it's getting small for an old guy. Yeah. I'm 51. Damn it. And my dad had I was just like my dad. My dad, look how skinny my look at my wrist. Like it's like, look, I can do this. So like it's look my wrist is that big. I got like chicken legs, I got skinny ass bones. Like look how long my arm is and look how skinny. Yeah, anyway, you guys don't want to see that shit. Anyway, so let's get to the actual article real quick. I know, real quick. Frank says real quick. 4 minutes later. I know, my friend is like worse, but hey, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Sorry, guys. Yeah. So, NBC News. Grain of salt. No, I'm sorry. This is MSN. But Moody's actually reported it. And then it says story by CNBC. What the hell? What is this? Yeah, so the Moody's downgraded United States credit rating on increase in government debt. Ooh. That's like kind of vague. Because the government never balances. Right? So they're always in debt. So they're always increasing debt. The question is, how much? At what rate are they increasing it anyway? Yeah, so Moody's slashed the rating down AA plus from AAA today. Budgetary burden of the United States government amid high interest rates? What are you talking about? The U.S. is running a massive budget deficit as interest costs for the Treasury debt continue to rise due to a combination of higher rates and more debt to finance. Oh my God, what are we going to do? Let's spend more money. You can't make this shit up. Anyway, the fiscal debt totaled the fiscal deficit, which if you guys don't know, that means the deficit means per fiscal year, right? That doesn't mean like the total debt that it owes. So the total is 1.05 trillion year to date. 13% higher than a year ago. Okay, so last year we didn't go into debt nearly as much, right? So the deficit means we're spending more than we make. And it always happens. So it's 13% more, right? So it's probably just under 1 trillion last year. This is great. The influx in tariffs helped shave some of the imbalance last month, however. Oh my God! It's almost like tariffs actually work! So I think this is kind of funny, right? Like, this is liberal, right? MNSN, CNBC, and Moody's, they're basically part of Wall Street, and they're pretty liberal, right? So here, they're actually saying the tariffs helped this issue, right? So shut up, you communists. Moody's had been a holdout, come on, in keeping U.S. sovereign debt at a high credit rating possible, and brings the 116-year agency, which is a piece of shit, by the way, in line with its rivals, Standards and Poor's. What a damn... I always thought... Standard, really? And Poor's. Poor's? Really? Seems like a poor name. Downgraded the U.S. to AA plus back in August 2011, and Fitch's rating also cut in August of 2023. Okay, so Standard & Poor's cut it years ago and has never budged. Okay, so all the three agencies, which totally whiffed on the mortgage-backed security and the tranches and all that crap. They totally whiffed on that, right? I know the answer. Do you guys know the answer? Right? Sally Mae, whatever the hell, Fannie Mae. Sounds like sounds like someone that Dolly Parton hung around. Where's Dolly, man? I love Dolly, man. I love her. She's got a great. I don't know. I don't know. I like some old country sometimes. Just I know she's totally. She looks totally fake, but I just like her. She's totally bubbly out there. But getting back to this, right? So they had a vested interest in making sure the mortgage-backed securities, right, had good ratings, right? So they all were in bed with each other, and oh my God, did anyone go to jail over this shit? No. Hey, I lost everything. I'm sorry. I'm saying sorry. I shouldn't say sorry, but motherfuckers, right? Moody's officially rated U.S. bonds in 1993 for the first time. Oh, okay. Who cares? But it had assigned a country ceiling rating of AAA on U.S. since 1949. Oh, yeah, dude. Back in 1949, post-World War II, yeah, America had all the gold, had all the money, and had all the manufacturing. Yeah, we basically, Germany and Japan's economy were destroyed. Basically, the entire Europe. And we had so much money, we rebuilt both of those countries. And guess what? We never got a dime of that shit back, huh? Yeah, and then they try to, they're trying to bill us for their defense. No, dude. Yeah. Anyway, let's continue with this BS. It said the benchmark 10-year Treasury yield shot up 3 basis points out in after-hours trading at 4.48. The iShares 20-plus year bond? Oh, that's a weird one. ETF fell about 1% in extended trade. Well, only 1%, dude. It says, wow, the SPRR, that's a spider, S&P, 50 ETF trust fell 0.4%. That's nothing. Treasuries are still dealing with, this is a quote, by the way, with the fundamental factors of less foreign demand for them and the growing size of the pile of debt that needs to be continuously refinanced is not going to change. But it is a symbolic in the sense that here's a major rating agency that's calling the out. You should be saying that's calling out the U.S. Whoever wrote this or whoever said this doesn't know how to talk, man. Strained in debts and deficits, said Peter, Buchkovar, chief investment officer at Bleakley. Oh my God, he's a chief investment officer and he doesn't know how to talk. Anyway, does it really matter? Here's what no one will tell you. Yeah, okay, fine. There's less foreign demand for bonds. Whoop-de-doo. Guess what? There's an entity called the Federal Reserve. Even though they have no money, they're not federal and they're not a bank. Guess what? They'll buy it. So the Federal Reserve will buy these from the U.S. Treasury. They will. The problem is the value of your dollar, right? So they'll buy it. But anyway, it actually helps, right? If other countries, because then, well, it kind of hurts and kind of helps, right? It helps meaning, it quote unquote, like the Federal Reserve doesn't have to buy them, right? But to actually be honest, it actually hurts because the government would just, it won't take care of the problem. They'll just keep, we'll just keep selling it, we'll keep selling our junk bonds to these other countries until they figure it out that they're worthless, right? So, yeah, anyway. And it says, in reaction to Trump's trade battle last month, trade battle? Treasury yields rose and the dollar weakened again. But that's just the opposite of what actually happened. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Yeah, anyway, we're done reading this piece of shit. They're already lying they already lied. They got caught with their pants down. I hope this video is still recording. 25 minutes. Anyway, how did you like my quoting? I need to be smart. Yeah, these people, they're scamming you. They'll smile it in your face, right? They'll stab you in the back or, poke you in the eye and be like, oh no, this is good for you, You don't know how. You're too challenged in the mind, right? We'll take care of you. Yeah, we'll take care of you. Like Darth Vader took care of the separatists, right? He took the lightsaber. They all dead. Yeah, I took care of them I took real good care of. Yeah, anyway, guys, that's all I got for you today. Yeah, my hair's all disheveled. I had my hat on, my Trump hat on. I was sweating. My head. Here, not so much. We'll just wear the same shit tomorrow. Because that's how we roll here. And, what was it? One of, hey, Raymond, if you listen to our home front. So, like the video today, it was actually pretty good. Although I live in Michigan, I'm telling you guys, I didn't vote for I call her the Wicked Witch of the West because she's west of me in Lansing. And she's a bitch and a half, that freaking Witchmer. Almost nobody likes her. We all wonder, how the hell she got in there. But, dude, I mean, she's like, you got Gavin Newsom, and I'm pretty sure she's either number 2 or number 3, man. And, what was that, Benson, her freaking secretary? Oh, my lord, dude. Next year during the midterm, supposedly, but I don't know, man. Like in 2022, man, all the damn communists here in Michigan went shit, man. Oh my lord. But I'm telling you, even though I'm in Oakland County, and I was helping out the Republican Party last year, so we did a couple events, and I volunteered my time, and there was a big event. It's called Arts, Beats, and Eats, and it's huge. So, it's kind of crappy, though, because I had to pay for parking. So I had to pay parking, get down there, and then work 6 hours for free. And I think that was around Labor Day weekend, right? But I was like, no, man, we got to get Trump in there. So even though Oakland County is one of the, there's only 3 major counties voting wise from a population standpoint. We call it the Tri-County, but we'll say, is Lansing, Ingham, that's one of them. I'm trying to remember Kalamazoo. There's Marquette, but I live in Oakland County. That's quite a bit of people. Wayne County, which I think includes Detroit, and then you got Macomb. So all those 3 are actually all right next to each other. So if you take Detroit, hey, guess what? Too, you can actually do the Upper Peninsula with your other hand. It's fucking awesome. So when everybody shows. Yeah, right. Here's right about there is Detroit. Right, I love it. Come on, guys, it's cool. You can kind of maybe do that, because you got Travers, Sutton's Bay. Yeah. Anyway, let's get back to. So this whole corner down here, right? You got those are the 3, and that's where most of the population in Michigan will live. You got a little bit here in the center for Lansing. If it wasn't for Lansing, poof, right? And you got the Michigan State there, and they're kind of liberal, although Ann Arbor takes the cake. Although the one up on UP and Marquette, I guess that's communism now. It was super conservative up there. I don't know what the hell happened to that school. Yeah, I don't know. It used to be a great school up there. Or Michigan. I think Michigan Tech is up. Yeah, I don't know. I think Michigan Tech is actually still pretty conservative, but I don't know. I have to look into it. But yeah, guys. So I was helping out. So we, even though Oakland County was still like lean blue, we shifted it red, so more votes went to Trump. Macomb County, which barely voted for Trump last time, got more red. Wayne County got less blue. Yeah, so there was a lot more, basically every county shifted to the right here in Michigan, which is good news. But yeah, Oakland County is hard because it's funny too because I live in the north part of Oakland County, and I'm not sure where the dividing line is. So I'm on the north side, which is like heavy, maybe not quite heavy red, but it's pretty red. I live near Rochester Hills. Or Rochester, they're pretty red. I live in Auburn Hills. It's kind of a mixture, especially with Fiat. I was gonna say Daimler Chrysler because that's what I worked for them one time. They were Chrysler, then Daimler Chrysler, and then they were Fiat. So I guess I'm a little behind. But Stellantis sounds dumb. They're like right in my neighborhood, right? So we have a lot of businesses here for the automotive. Obviously, right? But all the liberal parts, now Pontiac's kind of a wild card. It's growing more red, but very slowly. Like, I call Pontiac like Little Detroit, and for good reason. There, at one time, if you would have believed it, parts of Pontiac were out. I'd rather go to Detroit than Pontiac. Like that's because it was called Ponty Crack. I'm telling, like. And there was areas like, dude, you did not, you were there, like, you might not come back, like, especially if you're a whitey like me, man. But slowly but surely, a lot of Latinos have been taking over. It's actually funny, like parts of the good invasion of the Southern troops, if you will, right? Like, they're taking over parts of Pontiac. Now, what's funny is, this is what's hilarious about parts of, especially Detroit can be like this too, parts of Detroit. It's more like gangish, right? Like gangs, right? So the Latino crowd, like, dude, like, these people know each other. And if somehow they don't, like, let's say they're not family, like, they'll be family in like a week or two. And so they'll end up being good friends, and they all, like, they all stick together, right? And they'll, like, buy houses right next to each other. So it's like a gang over here and a gang over there. So like the brothers, they're like, hey man, what the hell, right? And they're not black, right? So anyone black is white to these people down, in parts of Pontiac, because that's just how they are, right? So yeah, they got some bad blood, man. Like the Latinos there, they don't fuck around. Now, it's good because, like, if I'm there, they're just like, oh, look at this gringo guy, right? Like, like, hey, senor, give me $20. We'll get you free, we'll get you home, right? So, all right, fine. I got, at least I'm not dead, right? But, yeah, so Pontiac's kind of weird like that. So and Pontiac's been just like bankruptcy, and like I think Troy took over its police force, and yeah, it's all kind of weird, but. The south side of Oakland County, yeah, it's like taking me a while to explain this, but the south, you got like, I don't know what the hell. I lived in Hazel Park, and that used to be like a blue-collar area, but I don't know what the hell happened. But Ferndale, which was right next to Hazel Park, right? I mean, these were like little dinky damn houses. They all were like built like during the baby boom era, like. Most of these houses were built like in either like late 45, 46, 47, literally like right after the war. And all these houses, man, they are like 800 square feet house, right? Like you had a house, and then you had the driveway, and then you had another house. There was like, the houses were separated by the width of a driveway, right? So literally you'd be like going to the bathroom, you could see your neighbor right there. So yeah, you had to make sure, but yeah, you could... like anyway, that's just to say that, like, Ferndale, right, like, it ended up being, like, a gay city. I'm not joking about that. Like, I don't know what happened. there's like a big road named Woodward. It's M1. That's where like all the big there's like a Woodward Dream Cruise or for cars. Excuse me. Kind of like almost died there, like a crazy hiccup. They just started because like I think at the time 696 is big major freeway like it was finally completed, and so traffic was able to flow north and south, and so finally through Ferndale, so it got more we'll call it traffic. So people wanted to live, and the housing was kind of cheap. So like they just, and then like I don't know. Again, like are they like Latinos? I don't know. I kind of feel like what's up with like normal straight white guys? Like it's like we don't make our own gang. But anyway, like one or two gays moved in, and then it was like boop 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 boop, and then like all these like drag bars opened up. I don't get it. Like straight guys, like these wives will take their I think it's like part of cuckold or something. But I remember my ex-wife wanted to go, and I went, "Fuck no, I ain't going to that." I'm like, you want to go? Fine. But, like, dude, I like, why? Like, what? Anyway, it's so funny. Like, she like, hung around all these gay guys all the time. Like I said, I don't know what the hell's going on. But, yeah. So, like, Ferndale's, like, all, like, yeah, it's like California and Ferndale. And Hazel Park just is like, oh, my God. So, I think the Ferndale people started taking over. Royal Oak used to be a nice area. Now that's all shit. And it's like super liberal, and it's like half California. Birmingham is like snooty, rich people. And most of that was like, I call it old Democrats. So like all their kids are like communists. But like there's like some money people there. And the people that have the money are like Trump people. So like that's kind of a weird dynamic going on there in that city. So we have all these cities on the south. And you got like hard blue, and you got some that are kind of like, we don't know what the hell we want, right? And then there's like where I live in Oakland County, and we have like more trees and stuff. Like that's a whole nother thing. Like every time I see like some damn development, I get all freaking mad. I'm like, no, man, you guys move away. I'll buy your house. I'm going to destroy it. I'm going to let nature take it over. I'm telling you, that's one thing. Like if I actually became like uber rich or something, and then like, like buy my whole, there's like 42 properties here, and it's like a big cul-de-sac. There's like a road that comes through, and it just does like a big like square circle. But yeah, there's like an undeveloped piece of land here, and then there's like a business here, but it has like all these wooded areas, so technically they could clear that out if they wanted to, but their building is like far away. So unless somehow they expand that, which they probably won't, but I always said, hey, I'll buy everyone's house here, right? Maybe combine two properties, right, and like make like a one of those old fort houses or whatever. They look like Count Dracula house or whatever. I think Raymond had something, one of those old, like do something like that. Like maybe another like, maybe take two of the properties or something and just make like a big like work area, here's the garage, where, here's the auto shop area. But then, like, destroy all the other houses and then just, fill it in, put the trees back in, maybe make, like, a little park here and there. I'll have a little squirrel sanctuary over here. It'll be more like a squirrel takeover. I had three of them out back, and when it's hot, they like ploop. I have this like patio, right, and the concrete's always cold. If you guys don't know, squirrels will like boop. They look like they're just like like on the ground. They look like they're kind of dead, right? But they do that to cool down. That's how they cool down. But I didn't know how many there were. They were like just like almost like right on top of each other, and yeah, so I gave them their normal. The tribute of some peanuts back there. But yeah, they're always hanging out. There's like two of them. Like one will come right up, take it right from my hand. Like I am careful. Like there's one that's like kind of skittish. I just kind of like drop. So he'll come real close, and I'll just like drop it, and then he grabs it and goes. There's another one that's like real slow, but like it won't like take it right. Like it goes like real slow. I'm like, this is but it's funny when it gets it, it just runs like crazy. So yeah, I haven't seen my ducks in a while. I call them Donald Daisy. I put a little bird seed or whatever out there, and there's like a couple woodpeckers out there. Let's see here. There's a couple blue jays, obviously. They're always here. I'm in Michigan, so they're here. Obviously, there's a couple robins. I'm not sure if we have Oriole, or I don't know. I know we have them. Tons of those like little birdies. They look like you know what a blue jay looks like? They look like a little like a little baby blue jay, but they're not. They just kind of have they just look like them, but their color is kind of different, right? They're not white, but they're not blue. They're a little. I don't know the damn names of these birds. My mom probably knows them. Let's see. What else have we had? We've had like these big cranes come here. And then let's see. We had turkeys. Yeah, last year. Man, they were big ass turkeys. They weren't like the big, I don't know if that's the male or not, but yeah, so they were probably like maybe 2 years old, but they were already pretty big. And then I think we have like they're kind of like a vulture or a turkey. Yeah, and then there's I don't know if it's a hawk or a falcon or something. Let's see here. Yeah, there's always like a couple raccoons. There was a little baby one. I think he fell out of the tree, and he was kind of trying to walk. So at night, I think mommy came back and picked him up. There's a couple owls back there. I think like a snowy one, because like we have one at work down in Warren. Like one like made a nest on top of one of the buildings, which is kind of weird. But so I guess GM kind of like they found out, or building maintenance or whatever. One of the guys found out, and then someone's got to make it a news on the interweb or whatever, right? So they made like a little I say little, but it actually was quite a bit. So it's like a little nesting box, if you will. So now it seems like it keeps coming back year after year. But yeah, I know, like a lot of... I've gotten all sorts of stuff here at this house. Like I've lived here my whole life, and like animals I've never seen my entire life, I've seen here. So I think it's cool. Oh yeah, last night, so it was raining, right? And I get these little green froggy guys. I don't know why they do this. Like in my front door is glass and it goes up pretty high, right? The little guy would be like almost like 20 feet on the glass. I'm like, what is he doing? Like, why? Like, what? Like, I know the water might be flooding him, but like, dude, he's like, oh no, my house is flooded. He goes, I don't know. And then I had another one out back. We've had a couple big ones, and we've had, that's right. We had like a box turtle, about this big. And then we got, up at the road, like I said, it's not even, what is that, like a quarter mile? That's where the main road's at. Big old snappers, man. They're huge. And these guys, oh man, you better be careful. Like I had to pick one up. Oh man, you gotta pick them up just right. You gotta, and man, they're like, you think these guys are slow, and like they're boom. And I'm telling you, like, yeah, you don't want to get your finger. Yeah, I'm trying to remember, like, we had one of them was like, he wasn't too big, so he's kind of small. So if you picked him up, his arm would have, like, no matter what you did, he would probably snap you, right? So I had to get one of my shovels to, shovel him up. And as we're shoveling, like, he's like trying to eat the. I was like, God damn, this guy. Yeah. What's kind of sad is, like, they're big and they're crossing the road, right? And you can see these guys from, like, I don't know, like half a mile out. These people just run their asses. They just run them right over. Or they, like, kind of hit them, right? And, they're not, it's not like the shell is rock hard, right? But it'll just destroy the shell just a little bit, right? And then they bleed out, and Yeah, because there's like a nature, like there's like a runoff from one of the major rivers here, so people, they're just anyway. 45 minutes. I've been babbling this long. Yeah, all right, we gotta end this one. All right, guys. With that said, I found the stop button, and yeah, I'm just looking at the lighting. It looks really weird. So anyway, see you guys. Bye.